Coby White and Josh Giddy combined for 60 points. And it was enough to get past the Charlotte Hornets. But the question me and Pat are going to talk about, how confident do we feel about the Chicago Bulls in the recent level of play? We're going to talk about all that and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages, and podcasts. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $250 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Pat, Coby, Josh Giddy combined for 60 points. Josh Giddy with another near triple-double. Coby White just a slow first quarter, but still finishes with 20 points in the first half of this game. Goes on to finish with 37 points overall. How'd you feel about the Chicago Bulls backcourt duo lighting the world on fire again?
Listen, I love what Josh Giddy did. 7 for 13, 53% from the field, 23 points. That's not the story right now. Coby White shot 75%.
Yeah.
Coby White shot 75% from the field and from the three-point line. I don't care who you're playing. This is a professional basketball team. And Coby White shot 75% from the field. He was 12 for 16 for 37 points. And I was talking about this with Adrian, the kid, I think his name is, on my Chicago Bulls Live. The question on Coby White is still there, right? Is this going to be consistent? Is this going to be something that continues? But when you get a game, and this has been consistent, where Coby White is not only a great scorer, but he's also an incredibly efficient scorer, I do see the star potential that could be in Coby White. 75% from the field versus anybody is insane. And he did it from the three-point line. Tonight, him and Giddy were just in sync yet again. It looked like it took Giddy kind of starting to go, all right, like, why are we sitting here playing around with these ones? They're the Charlotte Hornets. Let's go. The Bulls kind of were down early 17-7, and then they find a way to fight their way back. And all of a sudden, it seemed like it sparked from Giddy, basically just saying, I got it. Let me show you how to put the ball in the basket. Then all of a sudden, the Bulls go on a nice little run there. But, like, Coby White shot 75%. I'm sorry, I keep coming back to that. That's insane, dog. Like, these are not real numbers. That's Zion Williamson shoots like that when he's healthy enough to be on the court, and he does it at the bucket.
And with Mariah Mills, but that's a story.
Well, you know, that's a whole different conversation right there.
Zion Williamson.
Oh no,
and
Stephen A., what are you doing here? You got a beef with LeBron. Go deal with that.
Yeah, no, but it was an amazing game from Coby White today, and the efficiency, like, again, it's against the Charlotte Hornets, so of course you want to put it in perspective in that case, but I almost don't care who you do it against. Having that type of efficiency is crazy no matter where you are, bro. Like, it's just a crazy efficiency.
Bro, listen, players don't shoot like that in the modern NBA. The efficiency is not the name of the game. It is chuck up as many shots as you can. Like, everybody in this league is a mother chucker. Can I say that on here? Feels like I'm pushing the line. But, you know, like at the end of the day, like, Trae Young will put up 35 on 29 shots. But 35 don't really mean that much if you took 29 to get it. Like, I hope you crossed 30. You know what I mean? Like, that is the modern NBA. And so
that's also how many hairlines he has. So, I mean, there's that.
You know, listen, that's yeah, I'll tell you what, the percentage is about the same on scalp to hair ratio for Trae Young. It's about 35% on scalp to hair ratio right now. You know?
I said it before. Trae Young's the only adult with cradle cap I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy, bro.
Trae Young looked like if I drop a lollipop at the house and Coda walk by.
Oh, facts. No, in fact, it looks if you just drop the lollipop actually on Coda. Like, that's like,
why did Trae Young catch all of these strays?
Bro, Trae Young's been catching strays from us literally since we started this show, bro.
Ever since we started the show, it's just been Trae Young beef for no reason.
For no reason. But no, this game today and the way that the Bulls played, man, I got to take my hats off to them. They came in here, and the thing that I said over my pregame show on Central is that I wanted the Bulls to make this a boring game, meaning that I wanted to be bored by the fourth quarter of this game, and that's exactly what happened. And it's against an inferior Hornets team. You got to see a lot of your bench players today and things like that, like THT. First of all, this was the opportunity for THT to go off again. He looked like
bro,
trash.
I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't understand how one day you can look absolutely unstoppable versus a defense that's not a bad defense. And then versus the Charlotte Hornets, who literally will block themselves. You can't dribble forward. Like the amount of times tonight that THT's stomach and hairline got in the way of him trying to go forward was unfathomable. Unfathomable. I had a stroke right there. It's hard to roast somebody and you can't speak. But he is one of the most confusing players I've ever seen in the NBA.
It's not that confusing. He sucks. There's no confusion. He's not a good player. It is what it is. He's not good at all. So,
but how often do not good players have like a random 25-point game every
a lot in the
game?
modern NBA? Because like you said, it's about chucking. Listen, I'm not just saying he's not a good basketball player. He's not a good NBA player.
It's so random. It's just like every now and then it's just like, hey, go ahead, take 16 shots, see what you get.
26 points.
Then it's like, all right, 4, calm down.
And that's the problem with THC is that he operates when he's a high volume player, he actually looks pretty good, but then he's not good enough to consistently be a high volume player.
Yeah.
So,
it was a weird game overall. I love the fact that the Bulls came out and dominated the way that they did. I'll tell you this: this was the big thing that stood out for me from the game. I don't even know if you caught this, Haize, because it was in the fourth quarter and it was kind of the end. Billy Donovan absolutely eviscerating Modest Bucelis for being out of position on the offensive end, and then Josh Giddy on the other end absolutely eviscerating Modest Bucelis for being out of position on the defensive end in a blowout game where the mindset can be we don't care anymore because they can't come back. Billy Donovan and Josh Giddy are ripping into the rookie an entire new one because you can't give up. You're not good enough to not be in position on these plays. We're not there yet.
It shows what they expect from him because you know what? When Patrick Williams is out of rotation, you know what everybody's like? That's just Pat being Pat. Pat's been out of position most of the time this season. You know one thing you haven't seen Billy Donovan other than that post game? Billy Donovan's just like, go ahead and come sit down next to me, Pat. I got other people to coach.
Listen, I find it refreshing to see that even in a game like this where it is a blowout, where essentially it shouldn't matter, right? You're a better team than the Charlotte Hornets by a lot. They're half dead. The Ball brothers all have the same knees. The healthiest knees in the family are Jellos, and he's using it to twerk on stage. Like
you
there's
know
a
who
bunch.
Have the healthiest knees is actually LeVar.
LeVar might have the healthiest knees, and it's because he. Never mind. Never mind. But my.
No, the craziest joke that I saw is that somebody literally said that's why the Big Baller brand shoes were such bad quality. LeVar couldn't feel how bad they made everybody's feet feel. And I was like,
that probably was the problem.
That's cold-blooded.
That's insane, bro. Hey, listen. Well, we know his knees got less weight on them now, but I think the big thing to take away from this game is that the Bulls took it seriously.
Yeah,
and I feel like that is a refreshing change from what we've seen before.
Absolutely. So hopefully the Bulls keep this up. Like we got a lot of opponents that should be don't want to use the word easy, but easier on their schedule. But that doesn't
not next
game. Listen,
next.
That's why I'm glad that they got some rest in here because I mean basically the next 2 games are both going to be tough games. You got Cleveland, you got Miami, who's been playing pretty well.
Yeah, Miami been balling. I don't know what the heck has gotten into Miami at the end of the season. They're like, hey, we're going to be a basketball team again. Shout out to Bam Adebayo. He's been playing some phenomenal basketball. Tyler Hero finally got his life together. And it's weird because like the Bulls are right there, dog. Like right now where the Bulls sit, they're a half game behind the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta does have an easy matchup coming somewhat, but I feel like Atlanta's trying to get back to 10 and tank where they just got the #1 overall pick the season before. That's not the route the Bulls want to take. So Bulls could possibly get this 8th seed in here if they can get a couple of wins. And the Magic are right there, dog.
The
Could the
Magic
Bulls
playing some
be a
really good
7
basketball again,
seed?
though. The Magic are starting to look like the team I thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season, though. I don't know if the Bulls can catch up with the Magic. So
Magic got Hawks, Celtics, Pacers, Hawks.
they go 3-1 over the last 4,
Probably. There's 2 against the Hawks for sure.
which actually could help the Bulls move up.
Pacers, probably. Pacers probably rested their players second to last game.
We don't know, man. Can you? Because you got to keep Tyrese Halliburton hot. Because if he's not playing good, it's like I don't know if you can risk sitting him. They're gonna have the whole week of the playing. They're just gonna be having him play scrimmage games. If Halliburton cools off, they're done.
Hey, Hallie game depend on what voice he's speaking in that day.
All right, we're gonna talk about one of our sponsors, which is Monarch Money. On the other side of this, we're gonna be discussing P-Will actually showing up in the game. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using Monarch Money, I was surprised just how much I was spending on my Chicago Bulls merch. Now, I budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Manage money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take the control over your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. Patrick Williams.
No music, nothing.
You don't hear the music? The music's playing. You don't hear it?
I think I hear it through your mic. Let me know if anybody else hear the music. Maybe it's just me. Anyway,
do y'all hear the music on that side of things?
Let me know. Maybe it's me.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not you. I don't know. I'll check that later.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, nonetheless. Yeah, because the music's definitely playing over here. So if it's not playing, I'll fix it later. Patrick Williams game today, Pat. How'd you feel about Patrick Williams' game?
Listen, P. Will played well. Good homecoming for him. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he was decisive. I thought he got to the rim whenever he wanted to, which is what we've been begging for him to do. The 3-ball fell for him once tonight, but for the most part, a lot of those little push shots and different things that he was doing, they were working for him. I thought right off of the bat, you could see it. He drove early in the game, got a right-hand layup on the left side. And it was just literally, I'm going to hold on to the ball while y'all smack at my wrist, and I'm going to make this layup. That's what we've been asking for people to do. He's one of the best bench players off of the to come off of the bench for the Bulls tonight. And that's where his role is right now. To me, I'm glad to see him have that game. Good to see him have that at home. Doesn't sway me one way or the other. He should be able to dominate defensively versus KJ Sampson. Big Josh Okogie minutes today. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as impressed on the defensive side with some of the guys that he was able to shut down, but overall good game. Loved it from P. Will, and do it again.
Yeah, and that's just I want to really give P. Will credit for how he played today, right? Because he doesn't always play that way. He doesn't always show up, regardless of the level.
Almost never.
Yeah, there's times where we literally say, hey, this was the matchup where you should have showed up at, and he doesn't. So I want to give him credit for showing up no matter what it is. 6 for 8 is a really good day for him. 3 rebounds. He played some pretty solid defense today as well. But it's what it is when it comes down to P. Will now. We've seen the end of season games where when he goes off for 25, 26 points. And to me, it until I see it consistently when it matters the most, a game against the Charlotte Hornets where you score 15 points, it just doesn't hit for me anymore. Shout out to you for having a good game. But are you going to do this in the play-in? Are you going to do this tomorrow, Tuesday against Cleveland? Those are the times where I need to see people really step up.
Yeah, listen, 100%. He's only been, and I think it is dependent on the way, right? But he's only scored 10 points or more in 6 of, oh, there's the music.
Okay.
A little late, but there it is.
No,
he's only scored 10 points or more in 6 of the last 14 games. So you can't count on him for scoring. Defensively, he's been atrocious. More times than not, even in Bulls wins, he has been a negative plus minus on the court, which is, I don't even know how that's possible. There just hasn't been any consistency to his game throughout this season. So for me, I do like the way that Patrick played in this game. I think it's like you said, can you do that when guys also have the talent to compete back? Patrick Williams is a monster when you see him up close, and he should be so much better because people shouldn't be able to get in his way.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the mentality, how he plays is very much smaller than how the actual size and weight that he is. And it's always going to be his big problem. If you're not willing to play to the size that you are, you're not going to be productive.
Fact. I got one last thing in this segment that we need to talk about, Pat. I know, we're talking about P. Will, but at this point, I don't know about you, but I am starting to get worried that something else may be going on with Jalen Smith. You couldn't get in this game?
Bro,
you couldn't get in the court in this game?
Bro, listen, I don't. Is it at this point? It's either injury or it's personal. Those are the only two things I can think. At this point, it's either injury or it's personal. Like either Billy Donovan actually hates you, or which I don't really see for Billy Donovan, or there is something that you're healthy enough to work through, but that they're not going to play you if they don't have to with.
Exactly. And that's what I'm starting to believe as well, because he's always sitting over there on the sideline with ice on his knees, whether he plays or not. So maybe there is something going on, like you said, to where it's like if they really needed him, he can play through. But at this point, it's like, why force him to play through it? Let's get through this season. Maybe he may have a cleanup or something like that in the offseason where it's not like major surgery or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to speculate and put anything out there in the atmosphere that can be misquoted, but it is starting to make me wonder, like, okay, what's going on with Jalen? Because in this game of all games, he was the only player that was healthy that did not check into the game.
Yeah. Now, I mean, dog, we got Emmanuel Miller minutes. And shout out to him for getting his first bucket.
Yeah. Shout
out to him for getting his first bucket. It's so funny because I was talking about this on the stream, and I want to bring this here. Especially knowing already, because the center position is a big question for us going into the next season. We know we don't want Vooch. Nobody wants Vooch here right now. Vooch don't want Vooch here. Knowing that Charlotte hates Mark Williams because they already tried to trade him, and for some reason the medicals didn't go through, which from now a lot of people are basically saying the Lakers effed up. And maybe they use the medicals as a way to get out because somebody else is going to come in there and be a center.
Yeah.
Would you make a move to try and get Mark Williams on this team?
Here's why. Because of the injury concerns. And I get it. Like every time the Bulls trade or sign a player that already has a history of major injuries, not slight, when every player has little things here and there, but major injuries, I don't think it's ever worked out in our favor. And that's the only reason why I would say no. Like, I get it. What he has if I'm not mistaken, 2 years left on his rookie scale deal. So it's not like
left on a rookie deal.
It's not like you're attaching big time long money.
No, 1 year left.
1 year left. Maybe it'll be worth the risk then. With 1 year left, maybe then depending on what you have to give up. But I'm really concerned about that. I mean, all the way back to Jabari Parker. The only player that I would say that worked out that had a major injury that we traded for was Zach LaVine. And even then,
yeah, kind of.
I mean, he grew his game here, right?
Yeah.
That's really it. So I'm just that for a big man to already be having lower extremity injuries is concerning.
No, for sure. I think the only thing for me would be like knowing that they don't want him. I wonder if it would be for cheap. Like if you could literally just be like, "Hey, want P. Will?" You know what I mean? Like, just like
but even that, they still got a first round pick in this draft back in Connect. And they still got some pick compensation in second round pick. So I don't know if they're selling as low. Maybe they could be.
But you lose that a lot when you know, one, that he's coming up on the contract year, and two, I now know you don't want him. Like
That's true.
rescinding that trade makes it like is the value for Dalton Connect is shot. And also JJ Redick, who I think he does hate him, won't play him. So like literally it's just like, oh, okay, Dalton Connect's not playing. He does Dalton Connect. Now everybody be mad. Like, I don't get why he's not playing. Dalton Connect used to miss a lot of stuff. JJ Redick called a lot of timeouts to cuss out Dalton Connect when he was getting heavy minutes. So I kind of get why he's not playing them, but I do wonder if like I think that value on both of those players is shot because it's like, I know you don't want him. Connect is a little bit better because he's a rookie this year. There's a ton of time left on his contract. Mark Williams don't got much time left. I can get away with that. But we'll see what ends up happening, man. And before we get to this final topic talking about, should the Bulls just shut Zoe down? I mean, at this point, we're 18 games in a row. 18 games. So glad we signed him
after missing 14 games in a row earlier this season.
So glad we signed him just so he could hit that 35 game mark. We'll talk about that and more. But first, we got to listen to a word from our sponsors at FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if you win. Here's the thing about FanDuel. I love how they make it so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into player props, from three-pointers to steals to assists. FanDuel has so many ways to bet on your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same game parlay for a chance to win big. Never, man, that last leg of that parlay is always going to screw you a little bit though, ain't it though? You know what I mean? It's always the easiest one too. It's like Devin Booker over 5 points. You know, Devin Booker just had a horrible day, shot 1 for 76 and then logged 2 points on the day. Oh, really? That's how the day went. You best. Anyway, don't miss out on this offer. Head over to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Again, head over to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. More Locked On Bulls coming up. Apparently the thing went away. And next. I scrolled up and it disappeared. I was like, oh God, where'd it go?
It disappeared or you just scrolled up? Those are two very different things.
No, I was trying to scroll down and it wasn't moving fast enough. Don't worry about it. We'll get past it.
Nonetheless, man, last topic of the day. Pat, you already said it. Lonzo Ball initially reported as he was going to come back at one of the games over this weekend, either Friday or today. Neither happened. Seems like per Billy Donovan, he still just can't do some things, and he's still dealing with some serious discomfort. We got 4 games left. Shut him down. Shut him down. I don't know if it's the stigma of them announcing once again we're shutting down Lonzo Ball for the season or whatever's keeping them from wanting to be able to do it. Shut him down. It's time. Just
hey, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care how cheap this contract is. Re-signing, and remember, there's a lot of dumb decisions that have happened here. Re-signing Lonzo Ball is the dumbest decision AK has made.
More than Patrick Williams at $19 million?
100%.
Okay.
Patrick Williams plays basketball. He doesn't play it well, but he does play.
More than Javon Carter, a guaranteed $28 million over 3 years?
100%.
Okay.
Javon Carter can still get out there if I need him to. Listen.
I guess that is the end all be all. It's like if you can get on the court.
You paid an extra $10 million to a dude who doesn't play back. Give us $10 million. Me and Haize will split it 50-50. We'll let Chicago take the taxes, and then we'll just be set and Locked On Bulls, Chicago Bulls and Bears Central, the Windy City Breeze will become the greatest shows in Chicago sports history. If you wanted to just give somebody $10 million to not play basketball, like, it doesn't make sense. You paid Lonzo for vibes. This man made $10 million for the vibes.
Hey, we got to clip this. $10 million for vibes is so accurate. It's bro.
I love Lonzo. Don't you love Lonzo?
I love him. You know what? It would have been better to give the $10 million to Jello. At least he's coming out with an album.
I might swerve and they're gonna whoa.
I still hate that song, but I mean, it's better than it is what it is. It has better replay value than Lonzo Ball on the basketball court. It's crazy, bro. Like, and somebody called in the Central today, and it's such a crazy, like, got a call, and they were like, the Memphis Grizzlies offered a first-round pick, which now looks like it's going to be 19th or 20th in this draft. The Bulls could have had 2 picks in the top 20 in this draft.
Bro, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. This is the worst move by far. And it's 35 games. Again. So it's like he's laughing at you. Like, it's almost like Lonzo. Because remember, Billy Donovan said, we're not holding Lonzo out. Lonzo is holding Lonzo out. He's feeling the discomfort. He's saying that he can't go.
Let me ask you this.
It's like he's taunting them with the 35 games to be like, hold on.
Wait.
That'll be great.
How many games does Lonzo Ball need to play next year for you to feel like, okay, I see what you did? Like, literally, how many games next year does Lonzo have to play?
162.
Okay, how many games?
He needs to play a baseball season for me to feel like
for $10 million, Pat.
$10 million. He needs to play Bulls games, Windy City Bulls games, AAU games. He needs to play with the Guangdong Tigers for 2 weeks. Like, bro, like, no, there is no amount of games.
So you mean to tell me if Lonzo Ball, with the way that he was productive this season, plays 82 games next season, it's not worth it? Come on, Pat.
So, bro, my G. If Lonzo Ball plays 40 games and the trade deadline shows up and he's still on my team on the other
he does
side,
need to be gone.
I'm flipping this table. There's no reason for Lonzo Ball to be a Chicago Bull. You literally just paid him because you like him in the building. Well, you just want to make sure that you can book Jello so that he can come in and do a concert every now and then.
Is Jello going to do a concert at Derrick Rose's retirement night?
More than likely, we're going to see Jello doing "Whoa" as Derrick Rose's jersey goes up into the rafters, dog. You literally just want to see LeVar Ball limp in that mug and call it like there's no reason to have him on this team. I thought the requirement to play in the NBA was be a basketball player. Lonzo Ball is currently being paid $10 million to be an agent to facilitate record deals. Why is he on this team?
I love it when Pat gets to going off on a player. Hey, man.
Like this, I've never seen something, bro. I've never seen something like this, bro. This is Otto Porter Jr. bad, but at least the Bulls
he was on the court.
not to
hey,
re-sign
listen,
him.
He played more games for the Bulls than Lonzo.
Oh, I don't know about that. 70 games? He didn't play 70 games for the Bulls.
Let's see.
He didn't play in 70 games for the Bulls.
Let's go see.
If he got 70 games in for the Bulls, that's crazy.
Let's see.
I feel like he got like
no, he didn't. So
probably 45.
40. No, hold on. That's 40. He got 54 games. Close.
Yeah, Lonzo got
Close.
70.
Close.
Lonzo got 70. Nah. I don't understand it, bro. Like
he only had 3 years though. Lonzo got 70 in 4 years. Otto Porter Jr. got 54 in 3. So if he would have played another year, they would have been similar.
He would have had it. He would have had it. And then he went on to like contribute and win a championship.
63 games in it. He wasn't there for the second one, but 63 games in the championship year.
No, didn't Otto win in Golden State, right?
And was he in the Toronto?
And Toronto.
No, what year did Toronto win?
Year before the bubble, I think. Right?
Yeah, no, he was with them the year after. Hey, they won in 2019. He wasn't with Toronto until 2022.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought he was on that team that won in Toronto. I was gonna say he double ringed up out here.
Just that year.
Huh?
He was with us that year.
Dang it. Nah, man. I just the shut Lonzo down conversation. Like, can we just shut Lonzo out? Like, that'd be great at this point. And it's not beef with Lonzo. I love Lonzo, but he's unhealthy. He's going to be unhealthy.
Bro, for him not to be able to do anything on a football field, and it's just, I mean, on a football field, on a basketball court.
Can't do nothing out there either.
Oh, bro. Could you imagine Lonzo taking a tackle from a defensive end?
Bro, I can't imagine Lonzo taking a tackle from us.
That's hilarious, bro. Bro. I just don't know. Like, what was, I get it. I get it that, to me, I understand that he had no idea that Trey Jones was going to turn out to be what Trey Jones was going to be, right? We can all agree to that, right? Like, he had no idea that Trey Jones was going to be as good as what he was. But even taking the Trey Jones part out of it, Pat, in my opinion, it still made no sense at all to sign Lonzo. You could have waited to the offseason. You could have waited to see what he brought in the offseason and then made the decision on if you're going to bring him back or not. But at the start of the season to say, at the trade deadline where everybody thought you were going to trade him anyway and say, no, you know what we're going to do here? You know what we're going to do? This is who we want. This is who we want on our team.
All right.
This is what we want to happen on the team. That's crazy.
Why is the lower body so small but the head so big?
All right, let's get up out of here.
Oh my God, bro! Hey, I had the nerve to give my man's a 1-1 too. Like, gave him an option for a second.
At least it's a team option because AK's good about giving out his player options when the player got control. At least it's a team option.
Bro. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page.
Bro, hold on.
Review. So you basically have me. That's nuts. That's.
You gotta do the song, Pat. we broke Pat the designer. Pat's broke it. Oh man.
See right. P. Will finally got the kill. Coby White. Keep shooting, pimp. Yep. We gave Lonzo 10 mil just to see LeVar Lim.
You guys can follow us at Locked On Bulls. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon TV, Roku TV. We out. We love you guys. We'll see you all Tuesday. Peace.
Oh my God, Shay. Oh, that's insane. Way to joke about the disability, Shay. I love you, brother. Oh my God, that's funny.